Hey guys, and welcome back to Smart Money Minds. Today's video, I'm going to be telling you why I think Chinese tech stocks are going to take a new low. And why do I think that? Let's take a look at BABA, because BABA has a resolution on the overhang of the tech crackdown from China and the United States, because they're tightening restrictions for Chinese tech stocks to be listed in the US and could be delisted altogether. And Alibaba was the first and one of the biggest companies to have a resolution from this. And they were fined $2.8 billion antitrust fine from the Chinese government. So because of this, we think that they're in a clear, right? They jumped almost 10% on April the 12th right here. 10%. And now we have a few more days worth of information, and I can tell you that it doesn't look good for these companies. And why? Let's take a deeper look here on the charts. BABA had one green day right here on April 12th after the fine, and immediately followed by 5 red days, breaking the falling wedge that it had right here in the 4-hour, and now it's almost back to the lows of 220. Now it has 2 days of indecision doji right here, the 21st and the 22nd. And this 23rd, it did push up, but the volume is quite low on all these days. What really gives me a good hint is a couple of things, is that it could not break over the initial resistance zone here of 252, around this range right over here. So actually, let's draw that line a little bit better. So around this zone right here, that is a pretty decent resistance zone. And also this area here, even 245, it's having trouble. Check out the trend line that it has on the downtrend. As you see here, from this point here, this is basically 3 touches on right over here. So from 319 to 274 to 245, and it hasn't been able to break over yet. The next thing that gives me a great indication is the Elliott wave. On the daily and on the monthly, this is a bear scenario that I have my eyes on. Consolidation target is around 200, which is the golden pocket on the monthly, and from its initial move from November 2018. So what I believe here is this is an A, B, C down, and on a shorter time frame on the daily, this is an A, B, C up, and on the third or in the C wave, this would be A, B, C down. And with that, that's where I believe this is the A, B, C on the consolidation, where it would hit around the 200 range here, which is the golden pocket. And also, it could be in this zone right over here. That's where I believe it would head down. Now, with every bear scenario you give on a Elliott wave, there's also a bull scenario. However, it is a more unlikely one, and here it is. What it could be is that this already has formed an A, B, C down, and what we're looking for right now is actually a 1, 2, and possibly back up to 3, 4, and 5. So that could be the next wave. That this is only a 2, and it's actually just about to break over the trend line here for another impulsive wave. So something like this. But this trend line is going to be key for it to break out over. Now, with the technical analysis of BABA, I checked out some of the other charts that were massively sold off, like TME, GSX, VIPS, And remember that these stocks still has not have a resolution yet from the Chinese government. And we don't know if they're going to get a fine or a slap on the wrist or actually going to get delisted, or maybe nothing will happen. And investors hate uncertainty. And also looking at this article here on for South China Morning Post, that looks like BlackRock, one of the biggest fund managers, are still looking to sell and trim their positions on these Chinese tech stocks. So they're still cutting size as of April the 22nd, which is yesterday. So GSX had the most promising bounce as it broke out over the longer time frames from the falling wedge here, and it did give a bullish divergence, which is right here, the bullish divergence on 2309. But it could be just an 8-hour bear flag for one more leg to the downside. So you see here that there was buying here for the short term, but it's starting to fade. TME here is breaking over the daily 8 EMA, but the bull volume is really not that significant if you look here. And it could still vary. It's still a very valid downtrend on daily. Up, down, it could be another leg down. And VIPS here, even though it had buying of the lower wick on the weekly, so these wicks here were bought up, the volume was quite weak on the buying. So on the daily, if you look here, the buying was not that strong. So what it could set up for is another daily lower high. So it could be this to perhaps the 0.382, and then maybe one more leg back down to the downside for a bigger move on over here, and it could go down to 0.786. As of right now though, VIPS does have the nicest bounce on this weekly chart. All in all, the problem is that there is still bear pressure from institutions and the overhang of uncertainty, and we may still have a while yet to go before Chinese tech stocks become good buying opportunities. The key is to be patient and wait for that bullish divergence to show up on bigger time frames like the 8-hour or the daily or even the weekly, and to make sure to pull Fibonacci retracements from the bigger time frames as we've done here, for example on VIPS. So we're looking for the weekly or monthly to look for the next support level. And so comment below on what you think Chinese stocks are going to go. Do you agree with my analysis? If you enjoy my videos, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and then we'll see you guys next time.